Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? Yeah, it's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you and you and you and you and you. You guys, thank you so much for being flexible. I know I normally go live on Mondays with 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After, but as many of you guys know, Leslie Jordan passed yesterday, and it was near and dear to my heart, and so I had to cover that. And so I just took the day to cover it, and now we're back to 90 Day Fiance. I'm giving all my thoughts and prayers to his family and anyone that has been affected by his life, because for me personally, during the pandemic, living away from my family, I know that he personally got me through some very hard times through love and laughter. And so I took that day to recognize that. I took that day to support all the love and joy he spread throughout the world. And so that brings us to today. And today I have a special guest for y'all. One of my favorites that makes me laugh, and that, not like the nice laugh, like the ugly laugh where I'm crying and snot's pouring down my nose. So welcome, Gio.
What's up, y'all? Peace and love. Thank you for having me on, Linda. Of course, I'm being melanated right now. I'm getting my hair done, but I
Your hair
made it.
good.
Getting my hair done right now, but oh yeah, rest in peace to Leslie. He seemed like a good guy, like for real, for real. And sorry
Yeah.
about the loss. He seemed like he good people, like he had a good, genuine heart. He was somebody good, So we lost another good person. So let's keep him up in prayers, keep his family. My condolences go out to his family, and yeah, let's go ahead and do it.
Absolutely.
Can't to this number.
Hello, live chat. What up, Radella, Joslo, Stevie, Jennifer, Joslo, April, Megan. We're gonna get into season 7, episode 9, Bad Blood of 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. I'm gonna put my disclaimer out. As you know, I cover all the couples. I do have a little bit of disdain, well, not a little bit, a lot of disdain for Angela and Ed. So when we get to those parts, just know that that's where I'm coming from, and that's how it is. Raydella says, "Hey, Gio." Stevie says, "What's good, Gio?" All right, let's start with Jovi and Yara. So they're off to Europe together. They're bringing Mila with them. She hasn't seen her mom in 2 years because of the pandemic, but she's excited to see her. She's excited to go to Prague and, reunite and introduce her daughter, who, is 2, to her mom, who's never met her. So she also wants to, in the meantime as well, help her friends back home and family back home in Ukraine. So it's like a double whammy, right?
Yeah.
And so they're talking about that, and Mrs. Gwen is driving them to the airport. Mrs. Gwen asked Jovi, like, "Hey, listen, Jovi, have you picked up on your Ukrainian, or you picked up on your Russian?" And Jovi says the most American thing, and y'all know how I feel about this, and Gio specifically. And you guys, if you remember, let me throw Gio under the bus for 5 seconds. If you remember when we were watching Love in Paradise, and they were speaking Spanish, and Gio got all hot and bothered and said, "Why are they not speaking English?" And I was like, "Well, because they're in Colombia, or they're in Brazil." And he's like, "Well, the subtitles bother me." Remember that? Well, guess what? It's a total American phenomenon, because Jovi said the same thing. Mom asked, "Hey, have you picked up the language a little bit?" And Jovi says, "Well, you know what? If Yara's mom wants to communicate with me, then she can learn English."
I'm gonna tell you something though, Linda. Look, it's this. We Americans, as Americans, I speak for Americans, y'all. Look, I didn't go to school. I'm be honest. I failed Spanish class. Like I was in there for about a week and a half. I couldn't do it no more. I started saying Spanish cuss words and stuff, and I got kicked out the class. So, but ever since then, I've been trying to work on that. I've been learning a little Haitian Creole and stuff like that. So, but it's just the subtitles for me though. The subtitles, I don't want to watch TV to read subtitles no more. I'm too old. I'm too grown for that. Y'all need to go ahead and put the subtitles down there no more. Just speak English to me, damn. I don't care if you're If your lips is moving, not till yeah, what you're saying no more. If your lips ain't even moving, that's okay with me. I'm fine with that. You know how remember how Bruce Lee movies used to be?
Oh, you're stupid.
Thank you. Thank you, Ty. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I think personally, it's a bit lazy. It's a bit lazy to think that
I love it.
everyone should speak English
Right.
outside of America.
That part. That part.
Kyrie says, just ignore the subtitles. Y'all are a mess. I cannot. So they're flying to Prague, and what we see on the plane, because it's quite a long flight, is that Yara is dealing with Mila, and Mila's sitting on her lap, and Jovi's just like kick back, chilling, sleeping, has no bueno. No bueno. Si, April, no bueno.
April, stop playing.
You stop playing, Gio.
April ain't Mexican.
Okay. See, this is you guys, do you see what happens? You guys know I get distracted easily. And so here I'm going to have this conversation with Gio right now. Because April is speaking Spanish doesn't mean she's Mexican. Do you know how many countries speak Spanish? Gio?
A lot.
So that's another thing. So like, why do
April is an American though? She's from America.
Is that April your friend, April?
Yeah, that's April.
Oh.
America.
April says she knows Spanish though.
I didn't know that. Why didn't you ever teach me, April? You can teach me some Spanish. Buenos dias. No, I almost spoke Haitian Creole. Me no español.
No habla español.
Me no. I know Paquita, but Benito.
Benito.
What's another one they use in Spanish? I know a little bit Spanish. I know a cuss word though. I know a cuss word. Like nueve.
Right. This is how we get off track, y'all. This is how we get off track. Oh Lord.
Bring it back.
All right, so Jovi's just chilling, no part on that flight. No, you know what? The live chat is going crazy. Stop it, April. Jovi doesn't really help with Mila on the plane. He just sleeps and he's like, we're fresh. They get there and Yara's so excited to be in Europe. She's like, this is my world. This is where I come from. She's finally happy to be back home, right? Because, with the pandemic, she couldn't come home. And she's excited to show her mom Mila and introduce Mila to her mom. And I got teary-eyed. Did you, Gio, when the mom had the flowers and then they both started crying, they embraced each other and she was reunited with her mom? I got teary-eyed. Did you?
I didn't get too much teary-eyed, but I was heartfelt. Like I was sitting up there looking like, dang, because she ain't seen her mama in 3 years, so, and she ain't seen that baby either. So I was like, damn, like, okay, so Jovi, your mama got a chance to see the mom. Gwen got a chance to see the baby and been around the baby for 3 years. It is kind of a little bit messed up that the mama didn't be able to see the baby that long. So
yeah,
that was heartfelt. Like she couldn't stop crying.
I loved it. You could just see the love and the joy. And her baby has a baby, it was a beautiful moment. I got a little teary-eyed because for me too, right? Being away from home during the pandemic has been hard as well. So yeah, April, I cried too. I was just like, oh, it's hard to be away from your loved ones for so long because of things that are out of your control. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the mom is super happy to see Yara, and she really already from the airport is like, I want Yara to stay in Prague with me and live with me and be with me, which I think every mom really always wants their daughter to be close to them. I know my mom is always like, come back. Okay, mom, calm down. And so they get in the car, and this is another thing that I always bring up. It's always like the foreigner that's driving, which I find fascinating. So
Yeah.
Jovi's driving the car, but it's first time driving in Europe, and he didn't know where like the emergency brake was, all the things. And I was like, you got a baby in the car. Should you not know what you're doing? What were you thinking?
I was like, man, Jovi, you need to focus on the road. He kept trying to see what they was talking about in their native tongue, and he didn't know what the hell was going on. He's like, what y'all talking about back there? You know, Jovi knows his hell. I don't know if that's Louisiana people, but shit, I'm nosy too, like Joe. Shit, I mean, hey, what y'all back there talking about? Y'all speaking in a whole other language. Can y'all speak in English, please? I understand your mama don't speak English, but look, I'm about to pull the car over and find out what y'all talking about because I'm gonna need to know. But yeah, he shouldn't drive no more. They should have had Yara should have drove the car or something. I mean, Miley could have even drove at this moment.
Oh Lord, oh Lord. So Yara and her mom are in the back catching up, and Yara explains to her mom how she's missing Kiev, and she's hoping that the war ends, and she's sad, and she's got all of these emotions because that is indeed her hometown.
Mm-hmm.
So they're driving to the airport. They're gonna like shower, change, freshen up, go for something to eat, all the things, and the mom Olga is already bonding with Mila right away. And whether it's like through all the FaceTime talking or whatever, they've bonded. Mila is bonded with her, and Yara loves that. She loves that her mom is helping with the baby. And Jovi's like, you know what? As he's kicking back, having a cocktail already, right?
Yeah.
Sipping like he ain't got a care in the world, y'all. He's like, maybe Olga can come to the US and be Mila's nanny 24/7. What did you think?
I think that Jovi just want to get a babysitter because Gwen ain't finna watch no kid. But the mama was like, oh yeah. But then Yara was like, oh no, I think we should move over here to Ukraine and you watch the baby here. I said, oh, and then she was speaking in her native tongue to her mama. And then Jovi gonna say, what do y'all say? Y'all keep saying my name right across from Jovi. Jovi getting drunk. You know how Jovi and Yara be getting drunk together. But he was like, what are y'all saying? I hope you're saying I'm a good husband and I look beautiful, handsome, and everything. She was like, yep, we saying all that. The whole time we're like, damn, y'all just lied to his ass right in front of his face. She ain't shit. But yeah,
she was
they
like,
need
yeah,
to put
Jovi,
somebody
I'm saying how much I love you. But meanwhile, she's saying, maybe I'll stay in Prague. And she said the previous episode too, that maybe she'll just live there because Jovi's gone 3 weeks out of the month anyway. So she said it doesn't matter where she stays. And she said that, she loves her life in America, but she loves her friends and family more. And I think that if she gets used to her mom taking care and being around her family and she feels comfortable, I wouldn't be surprised that she wants to stay in Prague. And we looked at the preview for next week. The preview, she's already looking at apartments. So
yeah. It did this the whole thing. Why is he gonna sit his ass over there? He looking funny as hell right now. I know Gwen like, well, is you coming back home, son? He ain't probably even gonna make it get back to America by the time that nigga got his ass over there in Ukraine. He's stuck, yeah. Be stuck like Chuck over there looking like a damn fool. You hear me to myself? Well, we can go back to America now. Give his ass another beer. I bet he shut up. You hear me? Give him like 2 more beers. Shit, he gonna be quiet. He gonna do whatever Yara do. But I just really with them two, I really like them two for some odd reason. But I just hope I think they can work things out, especially when it comes to that baby. I just think he needs to really work on learning a different language, like learning the Ukrainian language. Like,
oh, I'm sorry. What did you just say?
no, I think he needs to. I know you're being sarcastic right now, but
I am sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I just need you to repeat that one more time.
He needs to work on learning the Ukrainian language.
Oh, okay. Oh, he should work on learning a second language. Gotcha, Gio. Gotcha.
But not me. Not me.
Oh, not you.
Right, not me.
Just him, not you.
I'm working with what I gotta work with. I'm already learning a whole other language. Not Ukrainian, none of that. Yeah, man, I'm just gonna work on in case if I had to go to Haiti one day, I need to know what I'm like. Come on, yeah. You hear me?
Tu
I
parles
need to
français?
know. Come on, yeah. Ça passe. You hear me?
You know what? I try, y'all. I try. I try. I try. I really do. I
All right,
try.
let's get back on
Ray
track.
Della, you know that I try. So Sly Cat says there's no way I would have tried to drive in Europe. Fun fact, you guys, that you guys don't know about me is that I love driving everything from ATVs to motorcycles to I've even driven what's it called? A garbage truck. So you know the garbage trucks, the big ones where you like have to put the fork in to the cans and like pull it over your head. I've done that. I love driving, so I totally would have driven in Europe. I've driven in Africa, and that's
What side do you drive on though in Europe? The left or the right?
The left.
Damn, that's complicated.
Is it though?
I'm just playing. It's regular. When we drive on the left side of America, look, y'all, I don't know. I'm not all the way there. I'm getting my hair braided right. We drive on the light. We drive on the left side in America. But what countries in what countries in those cities do they drive on the right? I always wanted to know that.
There's a lot. So like the Brits drive on the other side. India drives on the other side.
Wasn't it Japan or China or one of them that drive on the right side? Or...
No, Japan's the same as America. Oh, hey Rebecca. Hey girl, hey. Okay, so we're moving on to Kim and Usman. Mm-hmm. So what I'll say is this: Kimberly. You know this man don't want you. He ain't never wanted you. He wants to come to America, and I don't understand why you don't understand that that's the situation. You allow him to blatantly disrespect you on a regular, and then you go around crying everywhere. I don't get it. So family is not accepting this little situation at all. They're comparing her to baby girl Lisa, as they should, and they think that this cow is a bribe. And she's like, you know what? It's not a bribe. And she's pointing her finger all the way around saying, may I say something, please? May I say something, please? And she goes on to say, you know, you guys need to get to know me for who I am. How dare you say I'm bribing you? It's not my fault that Kimberly was baby girl Lisa was an asshole. That's not me. I'm a kind person, she says. I'm not a perfect woman for him, but the love is there. I was like,
she did bribe them though with that.
The love is where is the love? Because where has this man shown you ever that he loves you? He literally says, and we'll get to this, but this is how he refers to you. He's like, first you were a fan, then you were a super fan, then you were a friend, then you were a potential, and then I made you my girlfriend.
Wow, that's not nice.
That's how he sees you. So where is the love? Because it's looking more like Kimberly's been your music promoter, your music manager, the giver of gifts. She flies her. You don't even fly her out there. She pays out of pocket every single time she goes. So, like, where's the love? Stop it. That part.
I'm with Jamal.
That part. Kim is delusional.
Mm-hmm. I'm with Jamal on that one. Like, where's Jamal when we need Jamal to go ahead and whoop the Usman ass? Like, come on, let's just be real. The way Usman has been treating Kimberly is not okay, and it's not pleasing to look at in the eyes or hear in the ears. You know, like, I'm gonna let you go ahead, Linda. Go ahead, because I'm gonna have more to say. The more you know, I'm gonna let you go ahead and recap it.
So yeah, so then Kimberly's like, oh, his family is stereotyping Americans, and can you blame them? Look at the caliber of Americans that he's bringing home. I'm sorry, not sorry, but look at the caliber. You're bringing. Okay, I'm going to be on my best behavior right now. I don't need to say anything. I'm just saying, look who he brings home. Do you think that his family's going to be like, oh, wow, you know, you have the best scientist, the best astronaut, the best doctor, lawyer. engineer. And if you know anything about African culture, it's all about that. And so you're bringing home who? So if they're not even those things, they can't even produce babies for you, which we want to continue to extend our family line. You're just bringing these women over that are buying goats and cows, and you. Oh my God, I cannot.
Do you think that Lisa messed up his whole entire situation?
Lisa messed it up for all Americans, in my opinion. All.
Angela got it messed up right now because she took her ass over there thinking Michael finally standing up. Look, we're going to get that in a minute. But you see what I'm saying? The dynamic is there. Like, you can't be doing people like that going over to these countries. It's like they just picking for man. Kimberly, but you know what, Linda, I wanted to ask this. How do you think Kimberly would treat Usman over here in America?
Well, I don't think she will have really a choice. I think Usman's playing her, and because Usman really, in my opinion, doesn't really love Kimberly. He wants to be an international superstar. He's already self-proclaimed an international superstar, and you can't be an international superstar if you've never left your country. And this is all about clout chasing.
I'm sorry.
I just caught on to that what she said.
I mean, I'm just speaking facts. Do you know what I'm saying? So to me, it's about clout chasing, right? And if you guys follow him or you've seen anything about his social media, he's always tagging like John Legend and his wife, and saying like all the crazy stuff because if you guys don't forget, you can go back to a couple of seasons ago where he literally was comparing himself to Michael Jackson. Literally comparing. So he thinks that he is on that, like in his mind, he's so talented, which, you know what? I don't blame you. Like, if no one believes in yourself, you have to believe in yourself. I get that part. But at the same time, I've also heard his music. And like, what we're not about to do is say that you're on the same level as Michael Jackson. That's what we're not about to do. So I think that he specifically targets older women because only the older women are going to accept his nonsense, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so he wants to get the green card to come to America because he thinks he's going to be successful. But here's the thing, for people who've never been to America, you're not going to just be an overnight sensation. Anyone that you think is an overnight sensation, they've been working on it for 10, 15 years before they pop. They don't just walk into Hollywood and all of a sudden, woo, here I am, Hollywood. Never happens that way. The second part is that you have to have talent. And I don't have my microphone, you guys, right now. But actually, because Ty is here, hold on 1 second. Y'all need.
Oh, well, we still here, y'all. Like she was saying, hope she bring her mic back. But yeah. About hold on. Okay, she back.
Anyone with auto-tune can be a celebrity singer. Anyone with auto-tune can be a celebrity singer. You see that? I can't sing for shit, but if I put a little auto-tune in, maybe I put a little, like,
Molly voice mode.
Molly voice mode. Hello. Yeah. Sing it, baby. Or
Wally voice mode.
check it one time. Check it one time. Do you see what I'm saying?
Hey, hold on. You said he has brains. He hashtag John Legend and his wife.
Sly Cat said, Linda, you are too crazy, girl. Am I not making my point? If I put a little auto-tune under my voice, put a little bass in my voice. April said I'm dead. Put a little bass in my voice. Anyone can be a singer. I'm just saying.
What you trying to say? You trying to say Usman can't sing over?
I'm not trying to say it. I'm saying it.
Damn. Shots fired, Usman. Put the mic down. Just go ahead and put the mic down. You would never. He tried to say you want to be like Chris Brown too. I could have sworn he said Chris Brown. I'm like,
listen.
You got
like
a long
I
way.
said, if you can't sing without autotune, if I can't say drop a beat right now, go ahead and do a little acapella for me right here, and you can't do it, then to me personally, you ain't that great. You ain't that international superstar that you say that you are.
Exactly.
Right. Joslo said, name one of his songs. That part, Joslo.
Baby, I would care for you. I don't know the name of it. I don't know the name of it. And you got that fire, that Zara song.
Y'all.
You can be my brother. Then Kimberly was like, you can be my brother for life. I said, yeah, this shit ain't gonna get nowhere over here in America. You gotta first move over here first. He ain't gonna get nowhere in America, boy. You know what I mean? He ain't what's his name? Oh boy, that's really trending right now. He's from Nigeria. I can't think of his name, but he really trending over here in America.
Listen, there are a bunch of Nigerian artists that are way better than
Hell yeah.
Acme says, I kind of like Usman's music. Hey girl, you know what? To each their own. I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying that I just don't believe that if he came to America that he would be on Michael Jackson's level. That's
hell no. He better get this.
You know what I mean? Like, name one song that Michael put a little auto-tune behind.
Remember the thing with Michael Jackson and Oprah Winfrey, how he kept going, and she was like, I just seen it the other day. It was like it was showing like a little skit of Michael Jackson singing, and Oprah was like, well, Michael, she was trying to talk to Michael. Michael just kept singing. I was like, yeah, Usman, you can't do that one, brother. You ain't no Michael. Michael was he was too talented. He was past beyond being talented.
Listen, there are only a very few celebrities that are literally internationally known. Very few. There are celebrities that are known wherever they are. But internationally, where you literally can go anywhere in the world and people will know their name. Michael Jackson is one of the few people that are that person. Kobe Bryant, same thing. I can name them all, to be honest, but there are very few celebrities that are internationally known. That's what I'm going to say. Going back to Kimberly. So Kimberly's tripping, right? So she's basically saying that to the family that she really, wants to be with Usman, and she, quote, is allowing him, end quote, to have a second wife. She talks about how she has a 27-year-old and that this is not normal in her culture to allow for a second wife, but she's allowing for it.
Yeah.
You ain't allowing for shit. You don't have to be here. You don't have to be anyone's second wife, but you want to be with Usman because, like he said, you came as a super fan, and you can't believe that you've caught this 30-something-year-old that says he wants to be with you, even though he doesn't really want to be with you, even though he's just using you to come to America. So stop it. So the mom's like, you know what? I'm not going to oppose him marrying an older woman, but he has to marry a young Hassa woman first and have babies with her first, and then he can do what he wants.
Exactly.
And Farouk, his brother, the shade, when he was like, Usman, did you hear what mommy said? And then mommy said, kindly apologize to her and tell her to leave.
That part, tell her to leave. Get what they said, remove her now. I could have sworn I heard somebody say, remove her now. Like she's a peasant.
Like this mom gave 0 F. She was like, you know what? I'm about to get up and walk out of this room. I've had enough of your nonsense, Usman. I'm out. And that's exactly what she did. Exactly. So Usman feels bad. The mom leaving means no. And we obviously knew it was no when she said, get the hell up out of my house. And Usman's like, well, his mom was being harsh. And so he doesn't know what to do. So Kimberly's all in her feeling. And she's like, I will be no one's second wife. I am the first wife, and I will not settle for anything less. And then they're in the car, and Usman's like trying to calm her down, right? So he's trying to calm her down. He's like, don't worry, this is all going to work out. And then he tries to whisper, you guys. And when I say I dry gagged. When he said, don't worry, we'll have double yummy tonight. Ew, what? Ew, what are you talking about? First of all, the fact that you call it yummy is like so lame to me. And what did you think, Gio, he meant by double yummy?
I think he meant by he was gonna give him what he did. He was gonna give her that goat Lisa treatment. He gonna go down on it and probably turn around and eat a brown side and the front side.
That part.
Put her toes in his mouth, and yeah, he was gonna get freaky. You hear me? Freaky. Is that he got a type, and that's his type. He like the woman like Kimberly and Miss Lisa. I mean, to be honest with you, people be dogging Kimberly out saying Kimberly is this and that. I think Kimberly's way more beautiful than Lisa. That's just my honest opinion. It's just the reason why I say that because she has a beautiful spirit about her. But I don't know how that. No, I ain't gonna say that.
I think that Kimberly is 100% better than BGL, but I do think that I've seen a noticeable difference from her last season to this season.
Exactly.
I feel like she was so kind and pure last season, and this season they're kind of portraying her, I don't know, just different.
They're portraying her as the villain. You're right. Like they're portraying her as she knows what she was getting herself into. So, but I'm looking at it this way. I think Usman was morally dragging her to get back with him. But she was done. She was done. he gonna pay for that cow like he paid for the PS5.
Oh my God, scandalous. Every time you come through a live chat, you just throw me off my game. You are hilarious.
He gonna pay for that cow like he paid for that PS5, huh?
Facts.
That's some shit. Yeah, because you need to pay. You need to go ahead and get that woman back that PS5 and that computer. Yeah, like for real. If you don't like that woman, man, give her shit back. You dog that woman. He dogged her out though, Linda. He was like, "It's a bunch of beautiful women in my inbox, and they'll love her. You know, take your place, like basically call her Kimberly ugly." I was like, "Oh man," she went back to the hotel crying. I would have been like, "Bitch, get my PS5 back." You know, I would have been an Indian giver at that moment. You can get my shit back. You can stay your Nigerian head ass right over here where you at. Now, they would have been like, Kimberly racist. And I'm like, no, she not. You know, she just had to check his ass real quick. Kimberly, tell that man what you need to tell him to leave his young ass alone. You hear me? You need a real man in your life that's gonna break your little old back. You hear me? Break
Lord.
your booty, lick your toes, and all that. You heard me? Pull your hair.
27 says Kimberly wants to have a handmaiden. She's all the way tripping. I agree with you. She thinks that the second wife / first wife should just be the baby maker. Hell to the nah.
Yeah, this is what Kimberly needs to do, and I agree with you on that one. You, Linda, too, and the person who just commented. I agree with that. Kimberly needs to fit in where she can. She needs to get in where she can fit in. So if she got to be the second wife, third wife, damn it, if you really want to be with Usman, go ahead and fit in that category. But don't let the man disrespect you. If he gonna disrespect you, leave him alone. But then on top of that,
he's been disrespecting her. That's the part that I can't get with. He's been disrespecting her the whole time. She just doesn't see it. And in this episode, he literally said it to her face, and she finally was like, "Oh, you ain't got no respect for me." So
no, he was really calling her ugly.
And
in a nice way. He
says, not in a nice way.
Yeah.
He thinks that he's the prize. He literally thinks that he's the prize. He literally says, even though she's saying, no, I don't want to be the second wife, she's going to compromise and be the second wife because guess what? I'm the prize. That's literally what he's saying.
That's some shit.
So, he talks about the double yammy, and then he talks about how, you know, his God is his God and his second God is his mom. And so he can't go against her.
Yeah.
And Kim says, you know, then it's over because I'm not going to be the second wife. I won't be anyone's second anything, she says. She wants the title of first wife. It's important to her because she knows her worth, she says. And I'm like, do you though? Because
Exactly.
what we
You
just
got with
saw,
this young ass man. First off, she took her ass thousands of miles over to Africa. Got with this young ass dude. But I'm not saying it's okay for him to say the shit he said and treat her the way he treated her. But she got to understand something too. She need to reconcile herself too. She done went all the way over to Africa to get with Usman, thinking this man is gonna be. She's like she is somebody to make a first wife. First off, this man ain't got no kids. If he wanted kids, you think he finna go bring a second wife into this so-called marriage? I mean, he might as well go ahead and get who the other girl pregnant. He need to go ahead and get Angela pregnant or somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because she be trying to act like she more of a prize. So go ahead and get Angela pregnant. Her eggs work either. So we gonna call that a quit. You need, but to be honest with you, I think he should have got Zara pregnant. He should have brought Zara on the show.
well, he loves Zara, but Zara didn't want to come on the show. Zara and everyone who's on my Patreon, you guys saw the video that I posted and showed you guys. He says, Gio, in this video that him and Zara were supposed to be on the show together.
Why don't he just get with Zara then?
Zara didn't want to be on the show, and he wants to be on the show so badly to promote his music that Kimberly was his plan B. And
But no offense, though, Linda.
you know, I remember when they used to do Instagram lives and she came up as a fan. I remember those days. And then all
Kimberly?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And so because he wanted to be on the show so badly that he chose her as the super fan that she was as his plan B.
Okay, so let me ask you something. Since these shows be so fake, is it fake that he had sex with Kimberly? Or is that real?
I don't believe they're having sex at all.
You
Not
don't think
at
they're having sex? So
Nope.
he playing it?
I think that they joke about it and they call it yammy, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty, they're not doing shit.
Wow. Usman, you and Kimberly ain't shit. Zara, go ahead and put that little thing on him. You know what I'm saying? Go get pregnant by it, be his first wife so he can shut the hell up and never come to America and get no damn record deal. He can stay over there in Africa for all I give a damn, get a record deal over there because I ain't got time to be trying to hear an auto-tune rapper. You know, I'm just being
that part.
Just go ahead and get him a baby so he can shut up and be a father now. You know what I'm saying?
So Usman says to Kimberly that he's going to call his mom to see if that they can meet with her again because there has to be some way that they can get the blessing. And he also thinks that Kimberly is not going to ever leave him no matter what. So she's going to agree to be the second wife and not the first wife. And so they're sitting there talking about what their next plan is. And he's getting a $3 street pedicure. Don't see him offer like, hey, Kimberly, you want to get your toes and nails, your toes and fingers done too? No, because he's selfish. He's thinking about himself. He's getting his hands and feet done. He doesn't give a rat's ass about what Kimberly's doing. Okay, so then he goes on to say that she's not compromising. So the simple fact that she's like, oh well, I've paid for every single flight that I've gone here for. I've bought and made all these t-shirts with your logo and your face on it. I got you a PS5. I got you a computer. I mean, all the things, you guys, all the things she pays out of pocket. What has he once done for her? Oh, guess what? He bought her a dollar store stuffed animal. And then he got remember that plant thing that wrist bracelet that he made out of tree leaves? That's it. That's all he's ever done for her.
He took her to the herbs and spices place where they get the herbs and spices.
Stop. I can't. So he's trying to say that she doesn't compromise, that he's done all the compromising in the relationship. Then has the audacity, you guys, to say, I let you be a fan and then I let you be a super fan, and then you were my friend, and then you were my quote potential, and now you're my girlfriend. Like he's the prize. Okay,
Man.
that's the first disrespect. Second disrespect, he says, I'm not begging you. I've invested 2 years. Yeah, he's saying he's invested 2 years because he's invested 2 years towards getting the green card and coming to America so he can be an international superstar. That
Exactly.
part is where he doesn't want to start again, because guess what? Didn't work out with baby girl Lisa. He goes on to say that everything that he's worked so hard, not they've worked, he's worked so hard to build, meaning his career, meaning like, hey, I'm going to be with this old ass woman so that I can come to America. I put in 2 years work and I've built all of this. I've gone to TV on a dating show, but all I do is promote my music. I've put in all this work and you're going to break up with me. If you break up with me, then guess what? I can't be on 90 Day Fiance anymore. And then I'm going to have to go back to my DMs to find another old ass white woman so that I can be on the next spinoff. How are you going to let me throw that all away? So he goes on to say he has the advantage. He has beautiful, sexy women all around him. And he's rejecting them because he thinks that love, and I use the word loosely, love should be important. And he's like, if we break up at your age, who does it affect? He literally says, if we break up, it doesn't affect me because guess what? I got a bunch of young, beautiful, rich ladies in my DMs.
Ain't nobody in his DMs but except Zara. Like, let's just be real. And if anybody in your DMs, Mr. or I'm gonna just call you Miss because the way you be acting, Miss Usman. If anybody in your DMs, that's probably some girls who just want you for that clout. Let's just be real. You know what I'm saying?
Acme said Usman is Anna Nicole Smith. Oh my God, I can't. I cannot.
Miss Usman, if anybody in your inbox, that probably be them girls that's looking for that clout. You know, people do a lot of things for clout. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And Usman be out here chasing it. So, of course, you're on TV. A lot of women going to be in your inbox. But does that really mean you're going to find true love out of them? No. They just going to use you for clout. That's all what it is.
All right, I'm going to be 100% petty. And you guys, I'm sorry, not sorry. But no one's in his inbox. If he wants to act like he's this international superstar, first of all, Usman, what you should do, because it's not a good look, is you have to stop chasing these old women, because it makes me feel like you have no type of sense. Second of all, it makes me feel like you probably don't have a baby leg, and that's why you're going after a baby leg.
He said a baby leg, bro. I know what that means. A baby leg means a man. They got a baby leg. He actually working with something. You know what I'm saying? I know exactly what she's talking about because I know that lingo. A girl told me that before a while ago. She was like, "You got a baby leg." I'm like, "Oh, I got a baby leg." You tell nobody else that.
So what I'm saying is that that's not what he's working with. He's not working with a baby leg. Third of all,
that means if he was working with a baby leg, look here, he a Kimberly, right? She would have been walking out that hotel a little bit different. She wouldn't be walking out there looking all happy and shit. She would have been walking out there with her legs looking bow leg. You know what I'm saying?
I've never heard that.
Yeah, baby leg. You know what I'm saying? Like my son, he got a baby leg. He on the 14 months.
Third of all, he could go ahead and fix his teeth. How about that part?
Well, damn, I didn't know his teeth was messed up.
Like right here. I mean, I can go on, but I'm not gonna be super. I mean, I think that's petty enough for me.
But the $3 pedicure was enough for me. I was like, oh yeah, he one of those.
Right. That part. How much is it?
$3, $2.
That part. And he had to ask how much it is because he's expecting Kimberly to give him that $3.
And the dude really came over there. But did you see how he tried to make it seem like and over there where he's at is way better than America? He was like, see, y'all don't get this over there. No, Miss Ling Ling gonna hook you up. You hear me? Miss Ling Ling gonna do your shit right. She ain't gonna sit up there and just do you a pedicure. You tip her good shit. She gonna do that massage, probably a happy ending and some more shit. Yeah.
And here's the thing: he didn't give a rat's ass. She took off crying in the room. Meanwhile, he ordered food. He started serving himself. He had no worries. No worries whatsoever. All right, we're moving on. We're moving on to Liz and Ed. Again, my disclaimer is I don't give a rat's ass about Ed. I think he's a manipulator. I've interviewed him a bunch of times, and when I tell y'all that he can cry off the drop of a dime, he can cry off the drop of the dime, and all of a sudden he's the victim. And it's too much. So she's crying in the car. She's asking her friend if she can stay at her place. But in the meantime, she's going to go and look for the $13,000 ring that she threw in the grass. And she tells her friend about the fight that she had with Ed. And she's like, yeah, I'm just going to go and look for this $13,000 ring because I just want to give it back to him because he said that we will never get married. This is what you should have done. What I'm not about to do after you said all this nonsense to me and you brought all your insecurities to me, what I'm not about to do is drive back to where I threw the ring. I'll tell you where I threw the ring. And if it's so important to you, you can go ahead and pick that up. So she's climbing fences. It says private property. She's up in the, like, y'all are doing the most. She finds the ring. And she puts the ring back on, which I was like, what? You're doing all this, saying all this, crying and cussing, and it's over, and it's toxic, and but then you put the ring back on? Make that make sense to me, because that makes no sense. So she allegedly called her BFF Tawny, who I've never seen ever. I hate when they're like, oh, this is my best friend. Where the fuck your best friend been then? Where's she been all this time? Why are we just meeting her? Episode 1000. Why are we just meeting her? Boobies all out. She's drunk as fuck, telling you nonsense. And she's your best friend? You can't take advice from this one. Anyways, she calls Tawny. I don't know if Tawny's homeless. I don't know who, the what, the where, but they meet up at a park, not even a park bench, a bus bench. They're both sitting at the bus bench like they're homeless in the middle of the night, talking about crazy ass Ed. What? Stop it. Just stop it. So,
I don't call him Ed no more. I don't call him Ed no more. I just call him either Egg or Big Egg. You hear me? Like,
I will never call him Big Ed because that's what he wants to be
I
called.
said Big Egg. He shaped just like
Big
this
Egg.
ball. You hear me? Shaped just like this ball. See, this ball don't got no type of two lines on the side of it. You know how you, let me see if I can squint. It don't have one of these. It's just everything is just wide. You hear me? Man, this man shaped like this damn thing right here. You hear me? This is how his body look. If you don't get his insecurity ass on,
Listen,
I know you're gonna cheat on me. You liked it her. You're a lesbian, huh? I said, oh, this man insecure, bro. His insecurity issues is popping out left and right. And she wants to.
Here's what I'm gonna do. Oh, let's see if do I still have it?
Hold on, Linda. What'd he say? How you say he can cry at the drop of a dime? What'd he do?
Yeah, he's a manipulator. He can cry at the drop of a dime. He doesn't
my dog died. My dog died.
It's actually unbelievable, to be honest. It's actually, if I have an excerpt, I'll post it for you guys. But I will do this. Let me share this with you guys right here.
My dog died, and she wants to not be with me anymore. It's okay. I guess I lost my parents. Look at you, look at you, look.
What you're not about to do is talk crazy to me when what you're not about to do. That's what I'm saying. You're not about to talk crazy to me like this. And I'm not talking just physically. I'm talking emotionally, mentally. What you're not about to do is talk crazy to me while you're sitting there like this. That's what's not about to happen. Okay? That's not about to happen. Okay? Because what I'm not about to do is deal with Ed's jealousy and insecurity issues. What you're not about to do is call Liz fat, call her insecure, make her feel like she's less than because you're jealous that she has a relationship with a girl in the past. Her past is the past, whether she's a lesbian or not a lesbian. What you're not about to do, roly poly, is talk to her crazy any type of way. What you should do, actually, is look within. I know you went to therapy for 6 months. Sounds to me like you got to go back to therapy for another 6 months because this ain't it.
See, he's sitting over there looking like a dyed Easter egg. Yeah. He look like a dyed Easter egg.
In my opinion, Ed has jealousy issues, he has insecurity issues. And so it's the next morning. He's like, you know what? Liz still is angry with him. And he says that she likes women. I don't give a rat's ass whether she likes women or not. What does that have to do with your relationship right now, currently? Right? What does that have to do with your relationship currently? So, in my opinion, he's gaslighting her. And my note literally says, and you guys, I'm going to take this down because I don't want you guys to think it's about his looks. I just personally think he's gross. I think he's gross because I think he's a predator. Don't forget, he's almost 60 and she's not even 30 yet. And he's trying to control her every move. When she talks about how she has a curfew, she has to be home by 11, where he literally says he has issues with the people in her life. She can't have her own friends. All of that is controlling and manipulative behavior. And then we find out that he drinks every night, but then he wants to throw drinking in her face. Make that make sense.
Right.
He's starting to look like a drunken egg. You hear me? He get his ass on somewhere. I'm gonna be honest with you.
So he's drunk the night before. He says, remember the model that we met, Alex? That's the friend that she was trying to learn photography with Ed. Remember her? Well, the night before, Ed is drunk, and Ed's basically like he wants to F her and throws that in Liz's face. And Liz is like, you literally said that you want to F my friend. And then he's like, well, you say the same things to me. And she's like, no, I just said that you have a little dick.
I remember she did say that. She did say, he was like, well, I don't remember saying anything like that. He do got a little peeny weeny, you hear me? Little gentle weeny, peeny weeny, short, little steamy weeny.
That song. So he was like, you know what? Everyone told me that if I got back together with you, my life would be miserable. And I think this is where he turns it. He's the victim now. I think, and I gave up all my friends and my sister and my mom for you. And no, fool. No one told you to do that. And she said the same thing. That's not on me. You decided that that's what you wanted to do because you want to control all the situations.
He can't get mad because he got a little penis up there trying to hit that girl and trying to control her with that little penis. Boy, you can't stone nobody with that little penis. Boy, you need to put the thing, pull your pants up. Big head, pull your pants up. Go ahead and put your pants.
I just think he needs to go back to therapy.
He need to put some panties on.
Anyone that's been single for 29 years, you've been single for 29 years, you're stuck in your ways, and you clearly have not had enough relationship experience to act like you know any better. That's what I think.
Why she exposed him like that though? She was like, I didn't say that. I just said you got a little penis. I was like,
but Gio, does he look at him? Are you surprised by that?
He looked like his thing just scribbled up naturally. You hear me?
I mean,
no water, no cold, no. It wasn't even cold outside that day. It was
for
warm.
Someone who washes their hair in mayonnaise. I mean, that just says enough to me, personally.
And then remember when he was with hold on before you go to the next couple because I know you in. Remember when he was with Rose? How he had a lot of people don't know. Remember when he was doing the water thing over there? He was taking a bath in the Philippines. How he. You hear me? Like, remember that? Remember how his neck was, look, he ain't got no neck. But how his little body was, I was like, oh, look at him. I know, but then the find out he got that little thing, I know that thing went to the top of his stomach. You hear me? It was behind his belly button.
I'm going to tell you this. There is something, and I'm sorry to my Patreon subscribers, but I'm about to traumatize y'all again. But you know, there is such thing as a micro penis. You know that, right? It's a medical condition. And I'll say this.
What is a micro
I'll-
penis?
I'll say this.
Is that when
Gio,
you gotta
listen
take
to
a
me.
magnifying
Gio,
glass?
listen. Gio, listen. Listen, Gio, listen.
Mhm.
There are more than, I'll say this, there's more than one person in the 90 Day Fiance franchise that suffers from having a micro penis. That's what I'll say. And my Patreon subscribers know exactly what I'm talking about because I traumatized them last Saturday.
Can you tell me a name? Give me one name that's
No.
beside, please. Just give me one.
Nope.
Damn.
You'd be surprised. I'll say this though. One of the people that suffers from having a micro penis is 6'2" in height.
Is that Liz in it?
I'm moving on to Bilal and Shaeeda. Shaeeda, run, girl, run. This man does not want to give you a baby. Run, girl, run. And the way he mansplains just drives me crazy. Joslo said, I'm still trying to get over it, Linda. y'all, I did a show on Saturday, and it was a mini show. I did a full show a while ago where I showed a lot of the cast members who are just doing their thing. And
hold on, what? Pause. Doing what thing?
you know, just adult things.
On 90 Day Fiance?
Mm-hmm.
Huh? How
And
you get that type of footage?
So I was showing that not everyone is who you think they are. Long story short, my Patreon subscribers were like, "Oh, we've trauma bonded now." One of them cussed me out and said, I wasn't watching, Linda, but that was 38 seconds that I can never get back. Why was there sound?
38 seconds, yeah, I gotta be shutting me. Right now, I'll be telling let me shut up. Let me because I'll be trying to, I'll be like, let me guess off. I ain't gonna give me 3 minutes. It turned 3 minutes, turned into 20 minutes. You hear me? So that was 30.
Listen, anyways, I'm sidetracking. Let me get back.
Oh,
So,
what
Bilal and
you said
Shaeeda.
30-some seconds. Did you really just say 30-some seconds? I know, Linda, you ain't got no footage out there of a 30.
I have all the footage.
Oh, Lord Jesus, I need to see this.
I have all the footage.
Refrigerator at the second.
My hands are kind of
Just grab me the 1 second drop.
All right, so Bilal and Shaeeda, they are praying. They're having a prayer session because it's the first day of Ramadan, and so they pray like 5 times a day. And it's a time where Muslims strengthen their faith and become closer to God. And I was like, okay, I think that's beautiful, and I'm glad that they're teaching us non-Muslims what that whole situation looks like. However, they have that very special moment, and then all of a sudden she's cooking because they're gonna break their fast, because during Ramadan all day until nightfall you don't drink anything, you don't eat anything. But at night, when nightfall comes, you eat, and then the next day it's the same thing. You don't eat or drink all day. So she's cooking, and it's the first breaking of a fast. So they're going to invite his family over for dinner. And she's like, taste this. Like, what do you think of this? He's already like, you need more sauce and you need more seasoning. I was like,
all of it.
Here we are. Bilal just, it's like constantly, nothing is good enough for this fool. Nothing is good enough for this fool. And I don't understand how she can put up with it. He's constantly mansplaining. He's constantly telling her she's not good enough. And I just don't get it. I don't get them. Do you get them? Like, I don't see the love in that relationship.
Bilal is fooling himself. He lying. I think a lot of my subscribers have been saying that man got a vasectomy. So if he really got a vasectomy, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say this: he ain't trying to have no baby. He ain't trying to get Shaeeda pregnant. Shaeeda out here chasing a dream that ain't gonna happen. And for the simple fact that she happened to come over to America to chase her dreams to being with Bilal, she picked the wrong man, especially brother. And what I'm hearing from you sound like to me. You know what? Yeah, he ain't finna get that girl pregnant. That's all.
I just don't think he wants another kid, and he thinks he can put it off and put it off and put it off. So the other thing that I didn't appreciate about him is, you know, she's obviously from the islands, and, you know, Trinidad specifically, and so I guess she needed whole milk, but that's not what she calls it. She calls it full cream. And instead of getting clarification, he buys whipped cream and then has to, again, mansplain that that's not what we say here. That's not what we do here. And she's like, you know, when he comes home from work, she's like, can I hot your food? Because that's what they say in Trinidad. And then instead of being like, yeah, baby, you can heat up some food for me, he says, no, that is not how you say it here. We say heat up the food. Listen, if it was me, y'all, if it was me, and maybe this is why I'm not married, but if it was me, I would be like, all right, so the food's in the fridge. You can go ahead and heat that up yourself. I'll be over there.
Exactly, but that
because
gives me
it's the intent in my exactly. It's the intent. She's trying to make your life better and do her wifely duties. And what instead? You're gonna tell her that she's not saying it right and not doing it right.
That part.
I cannot.
I'd be like, you heat my food up, you hot my food, baby. Go ahead and hot that food. You know
that part.
I like the way you're even saying it.
Right, hot that food.
Hot that food up, baby. Come on,
So
when you're done hot
that part.
When you're done hotting that food, you can come on here and hot something else.
Right.
Yeah, all that. Come on now. Hot
Dustin,
that food up, baby. And go ahead and hit that for me. Go ahead and go backwards for me and put your legs up.
High, and Graham says hi as well.
Hey, I'm talking about go ahead and go backwards and hot that thing for me. Yeah, and put that thing. Can you put that in the microwave? And
coming from a married man, so a married and loved man, so well, you stupid.
Come on, hot that thing up. This ain't my wife, y'all. By the way, this
no, I'm just a braider.
Just the braider, y'all.
Okay, so since we're on break, thank you, Dustin, for the super chat. Dustin says, I don't think he will want any more kids. I agree with you. Second of all, if you're in Los Angeles, you guys, and because you know what, especially for the girls, us girls, braiders are hard to find. That's Taya. She's local in Los Angeles. She's an amazing braider. Hit her up through Geo, and you know she gets booked up very, very quickly. But you know what? What's great about her is that she comes on your time. So if you don't have regular hours, like a lot of us out here, LA doesn't have a lot of you know, the 9 to 5.
But this is the first time. Look, Linda, this is the first time she ever braided my hair at night around this time. But she in my home. You hear me? Like she in my home.
Isn't that what I'm just saying?
You and just, my wife.
Gio just wrecked my commercial break here, y'all.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You messed her up.
Go ahead, Linda. I'm sorry.
If you need a braider, Taya's your girl. That's what I was trying to say before Gio rudely interrupted me. Hit her up, hit her up, hit her up. Support small business, support Black women business. Thank you very much. Back to Bilal because we are getting off track.
Okay, sorry.
So they're having their dinner. His sister's there. Nefertari, Raheem, his brother, and Halala, his mom. as well as Muhammad, who is the 8-year-old son that his sister had at 43, which was her first kid. And of course, Bilal stuck to that because he's like, yeah, I'm waiting for Shaeeda to be 40. My sister had her first kid at 43, so that gives us at least 6 years. I was like, this MF, he's not trying to have a baby anytime soon, even though the doctor told them that, guess what, by the time she's 40, she has less than a 10% chance of getting pregnant. So what are we talking about here? It's clear that Bilal does not want to move forward, because what I said, Gio, is what's the difference about having a baby now where your opportunity is greater versus having a baby in 2 years? Tell me what the difference is.
The difference is when you having a baby in 40 years, like at 40 years of age, it's going to be more complications that come along with that. Just like the doctor is saying. The doctor is not so bad for saying that. Nice, I was looking for a good braider. Oh, yeah, for sure. She got you. But back to the topic. I'm not going to jump off topic. But just like I'm with Shaeeda on this one. She can't wait too long to be having no baby because the doctor is saying once you get up at the age of 40, yeah, it's possible to have a child at 40, but who wants to be 40 having a baby? Think about it. A lot of people, they want to have kids within their 30s, like
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think that you have to do what's best for you. And on my show, what I say all the time is you should not get into a long-term relationship, and I know you guys are going to tell me in the live chat as well. I always say this. Number one, if you haven't talked about religion and faith, what you believe and what they believe, then you shouldn't get into a long-term relationship. If you haven't talked about babies, do you want a baby? Do you not want a baby? When do you want a baby? You should not get in a relationship. If you haven't talked about sex, how important is sex to you? How often do you want to have sex? What are your expectations in the bed? You should not be in a long-term relationship. And fourth, and definitely not least, finances. How do you spend your money? How do you save your money? What are you looking for in the future? If you are not on the same page and have not had that conversation before you marry someone, then guess what? You're going to have problems and your marriage is not going to last. And hence, here we are.
That's true. That's
you tell me that you married a man that you didn't know whether he wanted to have children and that's your number one priority, then you married the wrong man. Okay. Moving on to
Linda be reading these people, you hear me? I just said,
Jenny and Sumit.
Oh, hell no.
Y'all, can I just say something real quick, y'all? Y'all, these fools have been together for 10 years. 10 years.
Throughout the cradle room.
I don't understand why we're still having this issue. Oh my God. Graham, you've been married for 53 years?
Congratulations.
Girl, listen, hats down to you. Hats down to you. Hats down to you. I love that. I love that.
Beautiful.
I love that. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Hell yeah.
Beautiful.
Y'all still together after 53 years?
Oh my God, that's such a beautiful thing. Oh, that just gave me goosebumps. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So the first thing I want to say, and I was going to post it, I haven't posted it yet, but MTV's Catfish honestly, MTV's Catfish is looking for new catfishes.
They should have guessed Sumit and Jenny before they even.
So that's what I was. You just took my punchline.
I ain't mean to, but I'm just stating the obvious. Because why? But you know what, though, Linda, think about this. I think that they lying about them be catfishing each other because the storyline doesn't add up. The fact that Sumit's mother was friends with Jenny, you see where I'm going? Sumit's mother was friends with Jenny, and they been knowing Jenny. That's how Sumit met Jenny, and they got. So from America, he got back to him. But I thought that was right.
That is not the timeline.
But wasn't Sumit's mother friends with Jenny?
So yeah. So the timeline is this. Breaking it down real quick. They met on Facebook. He acted like he was this Asian model, and he wasn't. But then he fell for her. She fell for him. He finally came clean, and she was too far in. Right? She's older. She's too far in. So whoop-de-doo. She decides that, okay, I still like what you look like.
Yeah.
They continue to talk. She wants to meet him in real life. So she goes to India to meet him. He tells his parents that she's there just to travel and to see all the great sights in India. And that's his friend. And that's how she ended up staying at his house. And then by staying at his house, she became friends with Sumit's mother. Meanwhile, Sumit.
That's grimy as hell because she was.
Meanwhile, Sumit is hitting it upstairs in the upstairs bedroom separately and secretly without his parents knowing, and it goes from there.
I call her. He had raisin booty. Cause she shaped like a raisin, like everything on her wrinkled. He was up there hitting raisin booty.
I know, but you know what? She's 63. I can't be mad at her. Her age is her age.
I wonder if that thing is creamy or does it just come out?
Okay, stop. Sumit.
Stop.
So Sumit's going to meet his family. Stop. He's invited all of them over because he really wants to get back in the good graces with his parents. And he wants his parents to accept and love Jenny. Jenny thinks it's a waste of time. I think it's a waste of time. It's been 10 years. If they don't accept you now, they're never going to accept you. I don't know why we continue to have this stupid ass conversation because it's been like, what, how many seasons, y'all? It's been like 5-6 seasons.
I think 4 or 5.
It's the same one issue. They don't accept her. They don't love her. Don't marry her. He marries her anyways. 10 years in, y'all need to give up this stupidness because he's with her. It is what it is. So she thinks it's a waste of time, that they're never going to accept her. He thinks that he can still win them over. He goes out there. Guess what? His parents don't show up. Instead, it's his aunt, his brother, and his sister-in-law. And they talk crazy, as far as I'm concerned, saying that the mom is in distress. She looks like she's drunk or high from crying all the time. The neighbors and the friends and the family are making fun of her because he got married to an older woman and didn't tell anyone. And the shame. And the aunt blames Jenny, saying Jenny should never have married Sumit. And I say no one held him to the fire. No one, put him the lockdown and said, hey, marry her. He made it on his own fruition. And so he says to them, listen, I'm happy now. I wasn't happy in my prearranged marriage, in my previous marriage. I was miserable. If you guys remember, he was suicidal and he didn't want to live and he was upset and he's happy with Jenny. So he's saying, listen, I'm happy now. You guys should be happy that I'm happy. And the aunt says, well, what about children? And then he's like, he'll have them in the future. And that's what got me confused. I was like, you're going to have them how? With who? When?
Ain't having them with Jenny.
Are we talking about
having them with her eggs is dried up?
Are we talking about a second wife again? Like, what does that look like? I don't even get it. And he's like, well, we can adopt or we can have surrogacy. And he's like, he doesn't want kids, but he'll do it for his parents to make them happy. And I'm like, I don't think your parents are going to be happy if you just adopt a kid. Like, I don't think that that's what they're talking about.
They want that blood.
If you have surrogacy, I mean, you could go that route, but it's not going to be with Jenny's eggs. Like, why are we just hearing about this? S for A. Sumit is always plotting and scheming. Facts.
I think he means.
Acme says, I think he means after Jenny passes, he'll remarry. You know, he's a man.
Oh, shit. That was a joke. That was a jam. Even though it was a jam. That was a jam.
Anyway, so doesn't go well. He gets home. He tells Jenny that the meeting didn't go well. His parents didn't show up. And Jenny's like, so what do you want to do? Because in my opinion, we should just move. It's time for us to move to America because they're never going to accept me and they think that I'm the reason that the family is destroyed. And I don't want to live like this. I don't need to be in India and have your family treat me this way when I have a full-on family back home in America. And he basically is like, no, he's not going anywhere. Because guess what, you guys? He's never going to choose Jenny over his parents. Not ever, not ever. Never, ever, never, ever, never, ever, ever, ever.
That part, that whole part. You right about that though, Linda, because I think, honestly, the fact that he is not with his parents, like his parents actually denied him from even coming to their funeral. He messed up with being with Jenny, and Jenny needs to understand that she can't have no kids. So I think he's basically saying that the marriage ain't gonna last long. It's not. He's gonna end up divorcing her, and she's gonna have to come back to America because you see how she slipped that in. Oh, I'm gonna get you back over to America. I'm gonna take you to America, and everything is gonna be okay. She been thinking about that this whole entire time to get Sumit over to America. That's the only thing she been thinking about, to get him away from his mama and his daddy, to get him back over to America. But I'm with you on this one. He is not gonna side on his mama and his daddy and come all the way over to America. He love his mama and his daddy. Everything they say
Does
is
he
life.
love her though?
Man, that man, what he loves the thought of being in that relationship, but he don't like the fact of how the dynamic of the marriage is going because he can't have kids with her. She already has a child, so it's kind of selfish on her end for having a child. And then look at the damn thing he done posted about his.
Yo, this is who he catfished Jenny with, the model that I was telling you
But show the
about.
picture what she catfished him with.
So I mean,
show the picture though. Hold on, let us show the picture of what Jenny catfished him with.
I don't have a picture of that. What picture was that?
It was a beautiful woman that don't look nothing like what Jenny.
I don't have it.
I remember that shit. I was like, ooh,
I don't have it.
They catfished each other. But I just honestly don't think this is gonna last too long.
Slycat says, I don't think that the marriage will last because Sumit is having more and more difficulty with the age difference and where he's in life.
He need a baby. And that's the only way his mama is gonna accept him, if he get with a young girl over there in India. And because it's about their religion. I'm gonna be honest with you. And if he get with a girl from India that they pick, because remember they did pick his first wife, he was not happy. He said, "I'm not happy. I wasn't happy." Well, it don't matter if he wasn't happy. It matters about what your mom and your father wants you to have, and they want you to have.
Strong enough to say, I love her, and this is the route I'm gonna take. Is that how, sometimes you have to?
But look, Taya, I'm gonna be real with you. Me and Linda, everybody, we've been watching this shit. We've been watching them for a couple years now. Jenny then went over and basically then moved to India. She's almost becoming a part of the Indian culture, the India culture. She's trying her hardest to be like.
She is not trying, Gio. Stop playing. She's immersed in that culture, and she doesn't speak a lick of the language.
Nothing
Stop
from the language.
Stop it.
You're right. You're right.
Stop it. She has not embraced the custom or the culture at all. So let's not say that's true.
She ain't gonna have no baby with that man. So why keep dragging this marriage along? This so-called marriage.
I think we're gonna find out more next episode because he talks about how Jenny wants to live the retired lifestyle, and he's only in his 30s. He wants to not do that. He wants to work. He wants to hang out with his friends, and so we're gonna see what happens.
I think they need to leave each other and go ahead and. I think Jenny needs to go ahead into a retirement home, find her a good man, you know what I'm saying, in a walker or something, like just being real with you.
Oh, Lord.
You need to go ahead and...
Don't listen to that.
We need to talk about Angela and Michael now. Angela and Michael, again, my disclaimer, I think Angela is trash. I think Angela is the worst of the worst of the worst. I think Angela is an abuser, a verbal and a physical abuser, and again, in this episode, we see her verbally assault Michael and also close to physically assault her. And I assault him. And I personally am sick of it. I'm sick of it. She gives, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, she gives 100% mega colonizer vibes, and I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it at all. She is not better than than Michael. She might think that she's in a third world country and that she is blonde hair, blue eye, and she's better than, but what she's not is better than, because we are all equal. Period. Yeah. So what you're not about to do is talk crazy and verbally assault this grown-ass man every single time you come on my TV. I'm done with it. I think you're disgusting. I think that you have issues, and I think that you're an abuser. And October is still Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Exactly. And I need y'all to know that domestic violence comes in many shapes, sizes, people, and actions and words. And okay, so what we're not about to do, hold on, what we're not about to do is glorify this behavior. Y'all might think it's entertaining. I don't think it's entertaining at all. I think that if you verbally assault someone, if you physically put your hands on someone, you are in the wrong, period. Now, Angela specifically, Angela, I get it. You think you lost all the weight. You're all the shit, all the things. You need to deal with your insecurities, just like Big Ed needs to deal with his insecurities. It's not Michael's fault that you're so insecure with your own damn self that you want to project it on him. Rant over.
But I'm going to say this. The reason why October had become that awareness month, because I was living in Washington State, and you probably know about Washington State, Linda. You close by Canada. It was a thing that happened. I know those two people that did that to each other, these two people, but that's irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? But rest in peace to that girl and that young man that's in prison right now. I pray for him, but it was some stuff that did happen in October. And this what I'm gonna say to Sagatitty. Mrs. Sagatitty, look here, you ain't finna get up on here and try to dog this man out every single second of the day that you can, and you want to sit up here and try to make it seem like you're better than him. But this is the whole entire caption of this story. How in the hell can she get mad at Michael for having an Instagram by doing some dances with his shirt on, but she totally on TikTok? And that's for young people, by the way, Mrs. Sagatitty, because I'm going to call you that over here. Miss Angela, that's what I call you. You on there with a whole man talking about awareness. Man, ain't nothing wrong with that act stripper, that Chippendale stripper. Both of y'all over here damn near dating each other. I'm being real. I think Angela was looking more into, because she said it to Michael, I was looking for somebody who told me I was pretty, I was beautiful, and I thought you would tell me to stop.
That's not his problem. That's what I'm saying, Gio. That if she is insecure, if she doesn't love herself, if she's filled with hate and rage, she needs to deal with that on her own. Exactly. No person is going to be able to validate her if she can't validate herself. Exactly. If she needs someone to tell her that she's beautiful, she literally said that he doesn't ask to see her tatas or her hoo-ha.
Who want to see them tatas?
I said, listen, Gio, just listen. That's not his problem. That's not his problem. The insecurities come from within. That's what insecure means. You are not secure in yourself. And because you're not secure in yourself, she's projecting all of her needs, her wants, her fears onto Michael. And it's coming across with anger. And to me, that's just not okay. I think she's gross. That's.
But this is
I think she's gross. Let me just finish my thought.
Okay.
She goes on to say that she never wants to see him again, and she thinks, right, which is also in a manipulative move. She wants him to right his wrongs, and what wrongs are that? Because again, this whole season, I'm confused. What exactly has Michael done so wrong to you? Oh, he won't delete his Instagram. That's the wrong. You're all over social media all day, every day. You're on TikTok, you're on Instagram, you're all over everywhere. You're doing duets with men randomly all over the place. You're flying here and there and running amok and posting it all on social media. But Michael can't tell you, hey, face to face, grown person to grown person, I know I can make some extra cash off of social media as an influencer because I'm on a TV show. So I want to go ahead and do that. And instead you call him a motherfucker. You say that you don't give a shit about the cash and he's not going to make cash like that. And then this is the part that got me, Gio, when she stands up, she slams the table against him, she pushes the chair and points in his face and says, "I said no."
She called him a bitch too. Let's not forget that.
Oh yeah,
She
that part.
she disrespected him to the most.
Said, "I said no. I don't give a goddamn about the money, bitch." And she screams in his face. She kicks the chair, and I just think she's the worst.
I think Angela is more of a mega supporter to the point to where she thinks that she can make anything great again. That she want to sit up here and try to go get a man from Africa to use him as an in-house slave. Let's just be real. That's all what I see right there, and I see a get out situation that's unfolding in our faces. That's real, and Michael is finally waking up and saying, "Look, I'm not gonna be your victim or your punching bag anymore, and I gotta respect that because at the end of the day, Angela, you have came across as very manipulative and a liar. Like this is the part where I don't get it. Angela, you're still mad about how he got some sloppy toppy years ago, but didn't you cheat on him too? Let's just bring that out to the open. Angela, you did something to him too. So shouldn't it be reconciled? And shouldn't it be
no,
fair?
because what's good for her is not good for him. That's the part.
But
she can do whatever she wants because she thinks that she's better than him, and she thinks, like, I fear, you guys, like literally fear for his life. Can you imagine if he comes to America and she lives in the deep South in Georgia and he has no friends and no family, and the way she talks to him and treats him on camera? Can you imagine? That fool will be 6 feet under in 6 months, or he'll be in jail because she's accused him of
especially I wonder what part she lives in Atlanta.
She lives in it's at the top of my head. She's not in Atlanta. She's in begins with a G, I think.
Georgia?
No. Someone in the live chat will remind me. She's not in the major city. She's like in the Hicks of Georgia.
The backwood areas.
The backwood areas, that part.
Yeah, I can't do it with Angela. To be honest with you, Angela, I rooted for you. But then when you sat up here and you treated this man like he was less than, because he is a black man from Africa. He is a part of our
Hazelhurst, thank you. Hazelhurst. That's where she lives.
Hazelhurst, Georgia. That don't even sound like a part to where
it's not. It's not in Atlanta. It's in Georgia, but it's not a major city.
It's a small city. It sounds like to me backwood.
It's the South. Yeah,
was actually doing stuff to black people, and they still are doing today. And you want to sit up here and get your ass up on the channel. Now, don't let us bring up your daughter's situation. That can't be around them damn kids. You know what I'm saying? See, but you want to sit up here and go after a man. You took your ass all the way over to Africa. Whoever her friend is, what's her friend name? What's her friend name that went over there with her? Renee, you ain't shit either. You done took your ass over here and went all the way over here to Africa. You met this woman off of smoking a damn cigarette with each other.
That is not how they met, just FYI.
No, I'm just being honest.
I'm just saying that is not how they really met.
Well, however they met.
It's important.
She ain't shit either. Because you went over here to Africa and you tell me, oh, you should talk to him. You just trying to get your little 10 minutes of fame to get some little clout off of this. And for a black woman like you to be carrying your ass over there to do some shit like that, I frown on you. You know what I'm saying? I frown on you because you shouldn't let her go treat your own kind that way. Period.
I'm gonna give her a rat's ass.
Angela's trying to be a slave master like Johnny Depp. Come on,
she doesn't care. It's not like you said. If she got her 10 minutes, that's all she cares about. Joslo, you should know how they met. We talked about it in our news and gossip. I told y'all. I showed y'all, Joslo.
You hear me?
I'm just being real though, Linda. Don't that girl that Angela friend remind you from Samuel L. Jackson off of Draco? What this you're doing in here on a horse? You hear me? Like I'm just being real.
I don't know it.
The Dango with Jamie Foxx when he played the detective that was on the horse with the other detective. Y'all know what Dango is when Jamie Foxx pulled in here and said,
I know the movie, but I don't remember that particular line.
It was Samuel Jackson. Right. He was the house N-word
Right.
that came out, and then it was what's his name? The boy that he's a good ass actor too. He didn't want to even play that role.
I just don't remember the
What's his
line.
name? Django Unchained. Exactly, Sly Cat. What was and I respect him as an actor too. The one who played Candyland. What's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, he's so
Yeah,
cute.
he played it so good. He was like, he had Samuel Jackson as his house, and he was like, and just Samuel Jackson come out, what that doing up there on that horse? That is us. That is Angela's friend. Angela's trying to treat Michael just like that. So soon as he come to America, she gonna treat him like that. I guarantee you, without a doubt. Michael wouldn't even be able to go to the damn corner store without him being accused of cheating, without him being accused of, oh, he doing wrong, he's stealing. Angela gonna treat that man like a slave. And I don't like Angela for the simple fact because she know I'm from Shreveport and I know how it's played in the South, and you're not gonna do that to that man over there in Africa. No, you're not. Angela, I don't respect anything that you have been doing, and I don't care about no sign stuff. That we the same. We got me and her had the same birthday. To be honest with you, I don't appreciate nothing that she has done to Michael. That's why I say we are not the same. You was born December 9th. I was born December 9th too. So we are not the same. You are a very disrespectful person to the culture, and you want to sit up here and get on live and get on these internet platforms and get on live and try to make it seem like you're better than Michael, and he's the one that's disrespecting you when you are the one that went over there and disrespected him.
Wow.
That's all I got to say about that one, and that's the truth.
Yeah, I mean, I've said my piece about Angela. What I will say that I thought was important of this in this episode is the fact that Michael finally kind of stood up to her and said, let's talk about your TikTok, you're duetting with another man, you're flirting with another man. Right now you sound selfish. And if I was the one to do that, you would explode. I respected the fact that he said that. And she again has all the insecurities. She's like, he needs to show his wife that he loves her, that he needs to take his Instagram down now. And she's like, that's all I'm going to say. You have a choice to make. You either take your Instagram down now or we're done. And she walks out. Of course, she has, a cigarette hanging out of her mouth. She slams the car door in his face. And
it is pretty.
He's like, what's the point of going to America if she's going to be treating me this way? Like at this point, he's sick of it too. Listen, Michael, you're sick of it. We're sick of it. Is it worth it? Is it worth it at this point? Is it worth it? I would say no.
I'm gonna say this to Michael. If you really want clarity, bro, and you want a real good black woman that's from over here in America, bro, just hit me up in my inbox. I'm more than happy to, and get you with a good woman. And they don't even have to be black. They can just be any color. I'm gonna get you with a good woman that's for the culture. That's not gonna do you like that.
That part.
That part.
I think I feel like he feels like he put in so much work and time in her that he can't let it go. But we're at a point now where she's verbally abusing you. She's been abusing you, and enough is enough.
I'm tired of Angela. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm about done with her fake ass.
Been done. I'm done. I'm done. I always say, listen, we went through 2.5 years of a pandemic. We all realize what's important to us. And someone who's going to verbally abuse you, whether you're on your job, you're at your home, or if it's on your TV, we're not okay with it anymore. It's not entertaining to us. We don't want it. We're done with it. And especially now that she's putting hands on him, I don't see how this network can condone that behavior and not say anything about it. Y'all fired a racist. You didn't fire all the racists, but you fired one of them. So y'all need to stand up for domestic abuse.
But you know what, Linda? I think the reason why they keep why they keep Angela is because the simple fact they keep Angela because they think it's just entertainment. No, it is not entertainment. Let me tell you some that network channel. I ain't gonna say it on here, but that network channel is not entertainment to see another woman of her magnificency go out here and defame and demolish this man's character that's from Africa like he don't know no damn better. You know, that is not okay for us to see that. As an Afro American, it's what you would call it. But I don't think that is okay for y'all to sit up here and let this woman sit up here and be doing this for a whole damn 5 to
I don't
6.
think it's okay for anyone. I don't care what your race, nationality, creed, gender. It's not okay for anyone to verbally assault anyone. It's not okay to physically assault anyone. I don't care who, what, where, why, when. It's just not okay. You keep your hands to yourself and you don't talk down to anybody. Like I said here, we are all equal, Gio. We are all equal. She is no better than the next person beside her. And the fact that she thinks she is what bothers me the most.
Exactly. Angela, you just need to take several seats back and realize that you do have a child. One of them, two of your grandkids is black. So would you want them to be treated like that? You know, would you want them to really be with a woman like you?
Oh, no.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm gonna say that. I'm just gonna keep it real. Because that's what you seem like we less than what you are living to. We're not living up to your standards. But what is your standards? Going out here getting these boob jobs done, getting liposuction done, getting skinny. You ain't even did the hard work. You ain't work out. You know, you wouldn't have got it easy, but you want to try to make it seem like everybody that's not of you or your calibration is less than. Explain that to your grandkids. Because when they get older, they gonna have to go through that too. And I want you to have that same energy. I want you to dare to have that same energy to them kids. Man, they gonna chew your ass a new one. Because times is changing. Trust me and believe it. People are not gonna sit back and let you sit up here and do this anymore, Angela. We are done with your shit.
I'll say this, and we're gonna have to end on that. I'll say this. First of all, Angela may be on an international TV show, but what she needs to do is clean her own house. And what I mean by that is, you know what? She might want to get her finances together. And a lot of you guys are asking me how did her and Renee meet, all of that stuff. I'm not going to get into it so much now. You guys should definitely check out my Patreon, my news and gossip. I spill all the tea there. But I will say this. She needs to get her finances together. Okay? If you guys, and I'll refer you back to when she checked into the hotel with her friend Renee. You guys go back to that scene and see what happened. Second of all, she needs to get her home together, because you can go and Google her Jerry Springer, Maury Povich lifestyle and see the type of children that she's raised. Okay. Third, she's got a bunch of grandbabies that live with her. You guys go ahead and Google why they live with her and not with the moms.
I know why. I already know why. I ain't even going to say
it. And it's serious business. It's serious business. It's serious business.
I'm not even going to say it on your show.
We're not gonna even talk about it. But if you all want to really do the deep dive, go ahead and do the deep dive, because Angela is not who you think she is. Exactly. Angela has a lot of skeletons in her closet. Mm-hmm. So what she shouldn't do is be pointing the finger elsewhere. What she shouldn't do is think that she's better than anybody else, because guess what? I get we've all made mistakes in life, but some of the mistakes that her and her family have made have been huge, huge, criminal.
Against, let me not even say that, because I got babies in the other room. I'm not even going to bring that up.
That's it. On that note, you guys, thank you so much, Gio, for being here. Ty, thank you so much for being a great sport. You guys, make sure you check her out. Greater Extraordinaire. She's located in Los Angeles, California. You can hit up Gio for her information. You guys don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys all here tomorrow for The Single Life. Bye, y'all.
Peace out.